G'day! In today's video I'm doing a OLED display replacement on a Huawei Mate 10 Pro. This one has been sitting on the heat pad now for about 2 to 3 minutes at 75 degrees Celsius. Now I'm going to use some isopropyl thin metal pry tool to get into the back of the phone. So from here I should just be able to work my way into the groove between the back cover and the back metal cover of the phone, or the back frame. Do be careful, the home button does have a flex cable that runs around this section of the phone. It should just be able to slide down. Just reapply some isopropyl. The isopropyl tends to help soften the adhesive or the temperature. The heat pad softens the adhesive, but the isopropyl tends to eat through the adhesive. So that combination usually gets the back cover off reasonably quick. As you can see, it's already nearly off completely. And there we go. Fold this up, fold that over, take that off. There we go. So from here I'll use a small phillips head screwdriver. And take out all the phillips head screws that are here to get this shield off. Then my next goal from there will be to remove the battery. And from there I should be able to do a quick and easy way of replacing the display itself. One up, off, and out of the way. Go from there. That should hopefully be able to be lifted up without losing too many of the screws. One did try to leave the table. So far, looking at the screws in my plastic container, they all look to be of the same length, so there shouldn't be really any concern of mixing them up. There we go. Now with all that out of the way, I want to disconnect the battery. Disconnect the daughter board flex cable, fold that out of the way, and now from here it's a matter of trying to figure out how to get this battery out of here. What I think I'm going to do is spray some isopropyl down this gap here and then pry it out. Sadly, unlike other cheaper models of Huawei phones, this one doesn't have a little pull tab to be able to get it out, which is slightly disappointing. So here I'm going to use a metal pry tool, which is normally not recommended, but I find with the combination of the isopropyl it should soften enough that I don't really do any damage to the battery itself. If I was prying that with a large amount of force, I'd probably end up bending the battery and killing it from there, and potentially exploding it. So we'd rather not run that risk. So I tend to go with a bit too much isopropyl than too little. Should give me enough to start putting one of these under there. So looking in there, we do have like a weird gasket kind of thing. I believe that may be for the double-sided, or maybe double-sided adhesive. Some more isopropyl. Bingo. We are now in. So I'll just take that battery off to the side and straighten it back up. Now we should be nearing the home stretch from here. We'll be disconnecting this once more. And now we're prepped for the next stage. Now from here, since we don't have a concern about a home button or anything like that, I'm going to be using a small flathead screwdriver to try and pry it out from there. So, in theory, nah, sadly no. Next option, you guessed it, pry tool. Go through the gap, similar to the back cover. And there. And we are one screen removed. Now from here I need to clean it up with some tweezers. It did delaminate the paint. Section's clean. Also, all right. There you go. So now I'm reasonably happy with that. Another thing as well is if you have access to an old toothbrush and you've got glass fragments all over the frame, definitely give it a quick scrape over with that toothbrush or quick brush. Now I'm going to have to swap over the earpiece mesh, as that is not on the new piece, at least for mine. Maybe on yours, not on mine. So now I'm happy with that. I'm going to turn the temperature off. I'm going to stick the back cover back on here to heat up. Heat it up. And time to prep the new display. From here there's really not much to do to prep it. Just need to double check which way that needs to go. There we go. Whoops. That way. that way, just so you guys can see. Now this one I'm going to use B7000 frame adhesive. If it wasn't for the metallic colour, I'd probably go if it was all black, I would go this. Since it's got colour, I would go that, as it's clear. It's a matter of going around the outside of this. Go. Then from here I need to feed the flex cable of the brand new display through the bottom of the phone, all while I'll try not making sure that this part here doesn't fall out. Do need to take this off as well. Go, quick comparison at the back. Do look reasonably similar. As for the front, I can ignore that. Now let's feed this through. It's a matter of lining it up, massaging it into place, just carefully. And that did sound a bit crusty, which is not a good sign. Okay. That's sitting flush. That's sitting flush. I'm going to proceed ahead with this. Click it on, then feed the flex cable down. And from there, battery back in. Temporarily connect it, but then disconnect it while you put the rest of it together. Connect up the daughter cable. Now reconnect the battery. Disconnect the battery again. Reconnect the fingerprint or the fingerprint scanner, reader, whatever you want to call it. Connect it back up. Connect the battery back up. And then you're right to put the cover back on. So with this section here, shouldn't have too much concern. Mainly because all those screws should be the same length. You do have to feed it in from the top first and fold it down. The keen of eye would have noticed I've put one screw in one spot that doesn't need to be there yet. It doesn't matter, that can be changed in just a moment. Just bonus points for you. If you haven't spotted it yet, you'll soon see the one that I am talking about. Here. Put the battery shield back on. Sorry for the obstruction. There we go. There we go. Fold that over. Make sure it's going down and back up again. And fold it over from there. Line it up as where it should be. You may have to replace the gasket on there. As you can see on mine, I've got it folded over. Actually, I'm sticking out a little bit just here. That I'll sort out in just a second. It needs to go under there. Apart from that, you should be mostly done. I hope this helps you with the assembly of your Huawei Mate 10 Pro. See ya. Turns out that crunchy noise was nothing to be concerned of.